Thanks for that, Posty. Much appreciated.
We're waking the Sydenham Dragon. The Sydenham Dragon has been asleep in hibernation for about 250 years.
Have you ever done mushrooms before? Hello, welcome back. Well, another day and another few parcels, but I've got a very good idea what these are. Mushrooms. I ordered some from Maryhill mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, which I've never done these before, but I have done this one before, which is your more traditional chestnut mushrooms. And what's good about Maryhill mushrooms is that they come in a box and they're very easy to do. But like I said, I haven't done shiitake before, so I'll be interested to see how we do it. It's so cold today, it's making my eyes water. But I'm off for a spot of lunch, and then I've got to go and pick up some stuff for the cats. Going on?
Hello, Sean. Well, as you can see, we're painting the toilet block, the disused toilet block in Sydenham Station Approach. Sydenham Arts have taken it over on 3 occasions in the last year.
Yes, because the last time I came here there were pictures.
We took it over just before the Artist Trail last year, and Paul Tracy posted a lot of his photographs there, so it was an outdoor exhibition. And that lasted for about 3 or 4 months, and it was great. This is part of a blank canvas for an artist who's going to be painting something on Thursday and Friday, and he'll be painting the Sydenham Dragon. We're waking the Sydenham Dragon. The Sydenham Dragon has been asleep in hibernation for about 250 years, since 1760. I noticed recently that there was a post on the Sydenham Town Forum from 2008 when people were suggesting that we need a Sydenham Town sign somewhere, and they were suggesting what it could be, and one of the suggestions was that we should have the Sydenham Dragon at the top of a signpost, maybe at Cobb's Corner roundabout, and I rather like that idea. Steve Grinley, who's our local historian, had come up with some archive information from his research about the Sydenham Dragon, including pictures of the Sydenham Dragon, and we thought it would be a good idea to reawaken the dragon and to get people's enthusiasm going for maybe a longer term project to erect a signpost for the town. What we're doing here is part of the Borough of Culture, which starts on Friday. We're going to paint a picture of a dragon, and the dragon is going to be covered in scales, probably green, and we're going to invite the public to write something on the scales, a little bit like the COVID wall of remembrance opposite Parliament. But what we want people to do is to write something about the environment, because it's a green dragon and we are trying to make Sydenham green again. So we want people to write things like, plant a tree, eat less meat, whatever, just a message
So what's the Borough of Culture?
The Borough of Culture, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, the Mayor of London decided that every year a different London borough would be the Borough of Culture for that year. And Lewisham was going to be the Borough of Culture last year, but because of COVID it got slipped a year. So as of this coming Friday, the 28th of January, Lewisham becomes the Borough of Culture, and there is a big launch event, a number of launch events all over Lewisham. And we're doing a little thing, just one little thing.
I'll have to come back on Friday and see.
I'm afraid you have to come back on Friday, but not just here. You can go to the Sydenham Centre, where Spontaneous Productions are going to be putting on various events for the public in the open air, all free, and we'll be painting the dragon and hopefully inviting the public to participate.
Have you ever done mushrooms before? And especially these shiitake ones? Right, take it out of the bag, it says. So we're going to take it out of one bag, then put it into another bag. Oh, look at that, it's already got mushrooms coming on the sides of it. So we take it out of that bag and put it into this bag here, but I need to get a scissors or a knife. And I would imagine that by cutting it open like this, it then activates it. Look at that in there, little world in there. Look at that one. So now you remove this entire bag. There's no smell to it, if any of you were asking that question. So I will be self-sufficient in mushrooms. Look at that. Looks like a cake. Right. It would be good if there were 2 people for this, but we don't have 2 people, so we've got to... I'm just afraid that it'll fall apart when I touch it. Oh, it feels quite solid. So there we go. Pop it in there. Oh, and it's got handles on so you can carry it around. And just in case there are holes in the bag, I'm going to put it on an old kitchen tray. So you get a bag of compost, and that's where all the mushrooms will sprout from. So we take a bag of the soil and we put it over the kit, over the top of it. There we go. Now you shouldn't pat down, but I'm just pushing it into the corners just to make sure that it looks like it's worm casts. It's nice and crumbly. Look at that, beautiful compost this is. And then we take 100 litres of water and we cover it all over the top like so. I think I will put it up the top here. I can get rid of these for a while. There we go. And we'll come back next week and see what they're like. Time for a cup of tea, I think, while I'm in the corner. Oh, it's a bit cold out here. Good job there's a cup of tea on. Could really do with it. There you go. Bit of recycling. Oh, nice cup of tea now. Warm me up. I was just looking through my comments from last Wednesday's video, and I just want to thank you for all your feedback, and the general consensus seems to be to go back to Wales for a week and just see how it goes and then make a decision. So if life returns to normal, maybe I'll do that in the summer, because I would really like to show the area off to you. I have some beautiful scenery and mountains there. Talking about online, just in case you didn't know, I'm on Instagram, so you can pop along and get some updates daily through there. So I'm just posting a post about my mushrooms that I've just done. Another thing I found, as you know, if you've been watching these for a while, I've been doing a lot of cleaning recently, sorting out some old boxes, and I found this book, Wartime Recipes, Dig for Victory. So I've had a look and taking out all the recipes where you need dripping and fat or roasted hearts. I have come down to a Victorian Scotch broth. So I need carrots, turnips, onions, pearl barley and vegetable stock. And it'll be ready in an hour and a half. So I thought it was a choice between Victorian Scotch broth or potato soup. But even in the potato soup it says put in a knob of fat. So I haven't got anything like that here. So I think I'm going to, oh, my stomach is churning. I've just eaten a banana. My fast ended at 10 o'clock and now, what time is it now? Oh, it's 11:45 now, so I've just had a banana. I am going to do a video about my intermittent fasting and the results, because I think the results are quite interesting. So I will do that video possibly for next week. It's hard to believe that we are coming up to February. All January's just flown by. Maybe it's because I'm doing 3 videos a week. So I'm a lot busier now than I've ever been. So maybe that is making the time fly by. I'm just looking forward to March. March will be really busy in the garden with seed sowing and getting the land ready. And I was in the garden yesterday and I didn't take the camera, so I can't show you any footage. But I pulled up some of the weeds and they came up beautifully. They're best weed pulling I have ever seen in my life. So I will take the camera to the garden the next time I go, and you'll see that on Friday. So this week it could just be a weeding video, although there are a few things I could sow, but find out on Friday. So I'm going to do Victorian Scotch broth, and I'll put all the instructions for this in the description below and also over on my blog, which is SeanJamesCameron.com.
Hello.
With the cost of fuel going up this year, I think we're all going to have to tighten our belts. So, like I mentioned earlier, wartime recipes, dig for victory. So this is Victorian Scotch broth. I've slightly changed the recipe. It said for 3 turnips. I don't think I've ever tried a turnip, so to be on the safe side, I've got 2 turnips and a swede, carrots and 3 onions. I'll put all the details for this in the description below, and also some pearl barley. And this will make a Victorian Scotch broth for 8 people, 8 helpings. So I think I'll be eating this for a few days. So let's get over to the kitchen. So to the pot I have added 4 pints of water. You can use vegetable stock if you want to, and I've already put the salt and the pepper in. So now we're going to add the pearl barley after I've given it a wash, and this is 3 ounces of pearl barley. Pop that in there. Then onions, 3 onions, which feels like a lot, but and I know there was a period during the war where onions were quite difficult to get hold of. Then we put the turnips in. This is the biggest bowl I've got, so it better all fit. And then 4 carrots. And then we will put the heat onto a low simmer and simmer for an hour and a half. The smell is absolutely beautiful. Right, come back later. My mushrooms are doing well. You spray them twice a day with some water, so I've already done that, but they are romping away, so I look forward to trying them. Now these days we would obviously blend this together, but I don't know if they had blenders back in the 40s, because it doesn't say to do that in the recipe. But the smell is wonderful. This will be great after a winter's day in the garden or on the allotment. That is gorgeous. I'm going to enjoy that. It's a pity I haven't got any bread, but I'm trying to lay off the bread for health reasons, trying to lose a bit of weight, get a bit more healthier in 2022. Now next week I'll give you an update on the mushrooms, and I'll also give you an update on that dragon in the high street. And if you're in the Lewisham area, I'll put a link in the description below to all the events going on over the next couple of months. Right, I've got a nice cup of tea, a nice bowl of frugal Victorian Scotch broth, and I will catch up with you next time. So don't forget, Friday I'll be in the garden, and Sunday I'll be out rambling, and I will be going to a walled garden. So from me until then, enjoy your food and bye for now. Beautiful.